Well, after a very disappointing 4-1 loss to Mamelodi Sundowns in the Betway Premiership, it's been an emotional roller coaster, but we have to get our heads together, screw that head on straight, and focus on the Nedbank Cup as the defending champions. We have a last 16 encounter against Baroka FC, and they are familiar rivals. We can call them rivals, they've caused us some problems in the past. Not a therefore football, you're not therefore. So we're gonna have to preview this game, see how it goes. So how do we do a preview? We go through the team news, and then we go through predicted lineup formations and tactics, and then we ended off with the score prediction, and I'm sure nobody wants to miss that. So before we kick off, please everybody hit the like button, hit the subscribe to be notified, and share it to our Buccaneers so we can grow the community. Danko in advance. Hey, to all of our too. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Happy People TV Orlando Pirate fan channel. I am your host, KB, and I am joined by my technical director here at the Happy People TV, Mr. Coach Dinsang Damfit.
Hola, Buccaneers lagiti. Nagimnatin mfethu. I think I'm almost completely recovered from what happened to Loftus last week. I hope everything for what it was, and we have healed, and we can now actually look forward. Do you know what Thursday? Yeah, now we can look forward now.
Yeah,
I think we've healed enough.
In terms of healing, TS Galaxy did definitely provide a first aid kit to our hearts by putting the league back into our hands, and we have to do a separate show to look at where the league is now, since we thought it was gone. So yeah, please viewers, look out for that one. And so, Mr. Coach, from a Buccaneers point of view, what is your mental approach to this game? Because the one word we've been talking about in the group and everything is rotation. You feel like, yeah?
Vetu, this is an opportunity we really needed to rotate, dog. But it's a big cup, dog. We're playing for Nedbank. We need to get to defend our trophy. But we need to get all our Fringe players into match fitness. We in a case where we might need them later on the season against maybe Sundowns, our next fixture. Never know what injuries might come across between now and then. We definitely need our Fringe players, especially our main ones in F2, to step up and get some much needed playing minutes and maybe even raise up their level. So I'm looking at I'm looking at Rasibocha, I'm looking at Kimvidi, I'm looking at Buthelezi as well. So let's go keep a fit.
We'll get into specific players in terms of who you're looking at one by one. But what I wanted to know from you is what are some team news regarding Vela who is available, so that at least we have a little bit more insight there.
At the time of recording, we don't have any new news on Mbata, which is the biggest absentee we had recently. So we'll assume. Well, look, for the game, yes, Cocoon at the end, he didn't look too bad. I mean, he managed to jog off the pitch at least. And the little thing, he failed a late fitness test, so it didn't seem like a big injury. But I think the coach might use this opportunity so that he can get full fitness. So there's no new news about him, but we'll assume from the last thing we know, and we knew he was still uncomfortable, some issue with his foot. Otherwise, our long-term injury is still being confirmed. Bomusele, Bonda still out. So we just basically have the same selection available that we had for the last previous game against Sundowns. And it's an ankle injury, so that's not going to be a short thing. So I don't think he's anywhere near ready either.
Yeah. Okay, cool then. In that case, when it comes to the approach for Jose, because do you feel like he feels the same as we do when it comes to the rotation policy? Because obviously it is a must-win, it is a big game, and we have to defend the trophy. Imagine the outrage if we play a complete B team and then Rejoege Baroka.
I need him to also see what, because as not fair on the People TV for supporters Bang Stadium, Bashabang Tiski, even non Buccaneers will tell you that we need to rotate in this game. It's a no-brainer. So if Jose is looking at that game and thinking we must win and not taking chances, then I think he's inadvertently made a decision about the league and the CAF Champions League indirectly, because we need to rotate, bro. We're not gonna make it for another 16 league games at this rate, and this is the probably our best chance for a while to get in our fringe players on the pitch. We're to we are Pirates. We're going for a three-peat, so we must defend this trophy. There you
we
are.
must defend this trophy, but we must rotate. Yeah. I mean, I wonder how the rest of the fans feel about the way we have gone about the season in terms of something like rotation and fringe players and using our entire squad. I remember you were saying something just now about Saleng. Do you have anything about that?
Press conference, mine's a press conference on Kirfandag, Nedbank Cup.
Okay.
Coach was asked about Saleng and injuries, and he gave his regular diplomatic response to say that cannot speak about players who are not in the team, basically. To summarize what he said nothing, bro. He said what he's been saying all along.
He doesn't want to. So, okay. So you're saying he was asked about Saleng specifically, kapa injuries in general?
Now I must mention I only saw a clip. Press conference. I only caught the Saleng bit.
So it might be one of those.
He touched on Olisa and Musele and other injuries in general, but he didn't specify.
Or he blanketed them. Okay, sharp. Okay, sharp. Before we get into the formations, Arwenka Baroka. They are not bad in the okay, let me not say they are not bad. They are my number 8 in the NFD. Which players do you think, with that in mind, are there any players that you'd like to mention that might cause trouble?
No notable. Actually, NFD, so no notable names for me in that lineup in general. I only recognize this Pelem Tembu. I don't even know if he's fit or if he played the previous game. Shouldn't even matter, to be completely honest. So, yeah.
We're a big team. It shouldn't matter.
Well, I look at our squad and I'm thinking to myself, we are Orlando Pirates. In theory, we should be able to field our DDC team from start to finish and
in a game like this, ne?
In theory, yeah.
Okay, fair. In the spirit of no therefore in football, I'm just taking a look at our head-to-head Litlapa Ena. So the last time we played, it was a 0-0 draw. That was in the league. Kidi 0-0, and then there's a time where we beat them 2-1 also in the league. Yeah, but the 1-1, we've had more draws than anything. I'm only actually seeing on this list right here. I'm seeing 2018 Vele, they did beat us. I think it was in the semi-finals of Nedbank Cup Telkom. I'm not sure. I think Nil Telkom. And then Kidi draw.
Oscarin Masuluke. He's the one who beat us that night.
Big name player to watch out for. Is he still playing for them? Didn't he also chief?
No, Masuluke.
Okay. Audience, if you guys know anything about this team that maybe you've heard on the internet or something, commenting before the game. Surprise what lady heart attack.
It might help to mention, I suppose, just for Hotseba, that the last week coach resigned. The head coach resigned last week, and coach currently Mr. JJ. His name I forgot. He's gonna be the assistant coach. Will be taking over. But again, should this matter to Orlando Pirates?
I don't think so. But. Honyat's our opponent is never a good thing. So I just think what we need to establish is that number one, they have nothing to lose. They're going to go all out. It's at home for us. So, they're just going to try and keep it respectable. But at the same time, new manager bounce, maybe some players trying to prove themselves. and all of that stuff. So it won't be as straightforward as we want it to be, especially because they're in that lower division, and they're already eighth. So it's not like they're going to be resting players, or they're going to have a certain mindset that holds them back because of what's going on in their league. This is probably their best chance for a trophy. And they've reached the semi-finals before, so eating history nyana eo, they're not power lines, So
even individuals, Tabona, actually, as a player, I'm thinking of myself, Hagilala Baroka, preparing or gearing myself up in training for our Saturday fixture against Orlando Pirates. I'm thinking the scouts are there to come see me, bro. I'm playing for my life. I'm playing for a contract.
You're playing for your future, not just for your coach and for a win. So even as an individual, as a keeper, you're gonna want to make those saves. As a striker, like you're 4-1, you're gonna want to score that one. So I mean, like I said, the only example I can make is power lines, and this is not a power lines fixture. But it should be, it should be, respectable. We should respect them. Sorry, to
and prepare for them. Yeah,
and prepare for them tactically. Thank you for saying that. Which brings us into our predicted lineups. How Mo get to explain. I see. Obviously, you have made a lot of changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why nothing is rotate in that squad, bro. I think I'll walk us through it because I think individually there's some important facts. I think we need Buthelezi to get as many minutes as he can. It's not easy to be rotated as a goalkeeper or rotator, and I think this is an opportunity we must just take because Chain's on 3 yellow cards and sometimes, so he's capable of getting a 4th before the end of the season. Okay. So I think we want to have Buthelezi ready. In our back four, I don't want to see any of my main left backs, so I opted for Maela. I think Maela can cope with that level.
Okay.
I've said before that I prefer to think of him as a left centre back cover, but he can do a job on the left back there, and I think he'll be comfortable. On the right, I think anyone between Shandu and Ndlozi would be dope. I've gone with Shandu, just a little bit more experience. I think he'll need the minutes a little bit more because we might need him in the season, but yeah. I'm going Shandu, centre back, Arnacho, you see. But also I must say, in setting this lineup up, I did try to keep the spine constant or consistent with our first team, except for Buthelezi, but the rest of the spine should be
consistent. Like my Miguel team, okay, Fede, okay, so you're saying Dlamini is part of the spine, even though he's not a guaranteed midfield starter?
No, Angere, by definition, spine is the middle from the goalkeeper, our centre backs, the midfield to the striker.
Yeah, so I was saying spine would mean, like for me traditionally, and I'm not fighting here, but traditionally, if you say spine, in my head, I'm thinking Makeklenik, Makaula, or Mbata, but I digress, yeah? Okay, sharp.
Yeah, just that line. So I try to keep at least 1 or 2 players in that spinal cord from our first team. So, yes, I have Makaula, give Mona on TV, in the stands, I shall play sporty, clapping his hands after a goal. I don't want to see him anywhere near that match day team sheet. So
suit and tie.
Straight.
Okay.
And I think Russell Butcher is kind of close enough to the first team to kind of add that balance. In fact, he should be even closer to the first team. So I think it'll be good for him to start a game.
Yeah.
I think Jamin will help him keep that balance. And I think honestly but the team needs to get some minutes, bro. Makaula Pelahana cover. So we need to play Tim for 90 minutes. And of course Paula is Spanish, but we need him to get some minutes in them. So I think that midfield, if everybody is up for the task mentally, they can sort it out on the pitch. Mufokeng definitely needs a rest in our front three. So I opted for Kim Vuida. I saw him in the game. Yeah, Sundowns, in the few minutes he got, he did quite well. Nothing spectacular, but he seemed to be quite comfortable in that area of the pitch. And he's a tricky player. He's a skillful player, so he can take players on. I think he can do a job for us there. And Gota, I think he's got enough rest in the last few games, so he needs to get some more. And remember, with him, we're trying to balance not overplaying him, but also getting him more as much comfortable as he is in the first team and playing big games of consequence. So I think it's dope to have him starting again. And then finally, Mabasa, I would have preferred to go with Radio Pane, but at the end of the day, we need to win this game. So I think Radio Pane can, if we can, I like Red Defeat too and get the job done by the 65th minute. I think we can even do some more rotation. Bring in some bring in Radio Pane, bring in Tobeni, Ndlozi. I want to see him get some minutes. So yeah, definitely that would make up my lineup. I think that would make sense, and I think it would be strong enough to compete and beat Baroka.
Very interesting, very interesting. All right, let's move on to mine. Here we go. Let me just make sure it's on the full screen. To me, I went with I don't know what to call it, but I kept chaining. I don't think he needs a rest, but it's a good point that you make about the yellow cards. I have Marco there. I have Spacing Ogi, of course, since we don't have a choice there. Obviously, Van Rooyen getting rested with Shandu. My midfield, Yona, it's a bit more of the starters. I would obviously love to see Tim, but I wouldn't mind if Mbata started. I think the reason why Tim is not here is because I want Mbata to start and I want Lamini to start and Rasebocha. But I would love to see Tim at least got second half to replace Mbata since he's not. I don't expect him to be 100% fit, but I do want him to get some game time right now. And also, I think it will do better for it will be better for our midfield if he is
and
there.
for him,
feed. Front three, it's a bit of a risk for me to have Marco and Hoto there, especially because we have to rotate. But it's a risk. Yeah, I am admitting, Mapagani, it's a risk. Yes. And then I'm keeping Fukeng on because I feel like he needs a little bit of confidence. And 45 minutes against some minnows from a lower division. I got minus 1 or 2. Get us in the stands excited.
Okay, wait, hold on, KP.
Yeah.
Do you realize your starting 11 is only missing Van Rooyen and Mabasa? Okay, in Macau.
How many changes does is a coach allowed to make per game? About 5, right?
Allowed, obviously, that's discretionary to Baroka in the analysis.
Pre-season.
I'm not.
Pre-season or the first team first half and the second team second half. I'm going in there with that mentality. So I feel like 5 changes is enough to achieve that. If I'm already starting with fringe players here, with a little bit of first team, second half, Baba first team, and the rest of the fringe players come in. I just wanted to add some confidence for Mufukeng, have some confidence and a little bit of match fitness for Mbata, give Lamini a little bit of shine, and I just want to see a little bit more from the computer. Yeah.
I am going to call. I am probably one night away from having a nightmare about the Dion Hoto injury, bro. Honestly speaking, now I must open my own managed Dion Hoto channel.
He's immune to injuries, bro. He's immune, dog. No sense.
KP, come on, KP. You know what this? Ukaslo one to so prior. Ukas win to so fit. 34-year-old Dion Hoto hasn't stopped playing since
perpetual youth, chief.
Hasn't stopped playing since AFCON.
No, it's fine. Like I said, when you also want to see him in a suit and tie.
You know where my Hoto, keep him on the bench and have him as an option in case things go pear-shaped. But don't play him, bro. Like, and I think do it for the next couple of games. I was there when Manyesa got a season-long injury, and I felt that pain. And I remember knowing that the previous season he got some recognition for having played every single available minute. You could argue that we had depth back then. We could afford losing Manyesa for that long. And we are probably 2 injuries away from crumbling out of 3 competitions. Or call it 2. Let's not say 3. We are 2 major injuries away from crumbling out of the league and the Champions League. If we are being honest, Hoto is too key of a player, bro. So hey, I'm hammering you him like he's going to start Villa Showcase, but I'm looking at the lineup. I'm like, KB, you're being irresponsible. Those are the words I will say to the coach if he starts it.
Okay, fair. That's what you think. I would actually like to hear what everybody else thinks in the comments below. But yeah, that is my predicted 11. Like I said, also, okay, Fede, just to end it off, radio panel e nna ke batla ho mo bona. So yeah, guys, let us rate, who do you feel, even if you don't give a whole 11, just who you feel like should not start and who you feel like should start. And yeah, we'd really appreciate that buffet too. So, Mr. Coach, I feel like we are in the position now to put our money where our mouth is and for you to put your faith in a score. Orlando Pirates versus Baroka FC in the Nedbank Cup. I would like to hear your predicted scoreline, your score prediction for this game. What are you predicting, Chief?
I back our Fringe players to raise their hands, pull a rabbit out the hat, and give them a nice 3-0.
3-0.
And I want to consider, by the way, every single time we do a predicted score, I always think to myself, do I really think we won't concede? You must know Hakir nil.
Yes.
I'm like,
thing is, our defense now is not the great thing. When it comes to your predicted lineup, I want a great wall of anything in defense. I want change. I want Sisani. I want Albocha. So shape Fedi.
Defense. Yeah, I want back 5 for fail. Yeah, no, I'll go with the 3-1 based on that, bro.
Okay. I would like Woma 4-0, 4-1. So because they are so low in their league, I can afford to nyats. So in that spirit, I'll say 4 Orlando Pirates, 0 Baroka FC. It's good team too. And with that said, Mapagania in your schools, homes, at the office, wherever you are watching this, please take a moment to predict. Maybe you can predict better than your colleagues or whoever. So yeah, just throw that prediction in the comments below. No, not much to say in this preview in terms of, the opposition and stuff like that. I think it's just about, can we rotate properly? Any last words you have to say to Amapagania before we close it off?
Of course, I always ask. I think it's very important. Let's show up as good in numbers. Would be nice, let's show up in numbers, make it extremely uncomfortable for Baroka. Let them, whatever plans and aspirations they have to go accomplish, let one of the barriers they have to deal with, the psychological battle of Mapagachuchu in full song.
Yes,
so let's go out there, support the boys, and make it impossible. Yeah. And get behind our French players. Yeah, make it impossible for them to not get a result.
Let's not give them a sniff. Let us hammer them. I hear you, too. Yeah. Well then, just before we kick it off, if you haven't already, just don't forget to hit the like, subscribe to be notified, and share to Amapagania so we can grow the community. Danko, and we out.